Happy Saturday, March 24th, 2018. We are getting down to March Madness crunch time. I'm happy that 3 Big 12 teams are in the Elite Eight. We have this conversation every year about KU being overrated, which most of the time I think they are. But mostly because the Big 12 always wets the bed when it comes to tournament time. After everybody talks about, how tough of a league it is and why KU is really better than they're getting credit for. We get most of our teams in, half will lose / get upset the first game, and then KU will lose most often in embarrassing fashion. KU has a lot of role players stepping up and guys developing quickly. The team is coming together well. K-State plays just crazy defense and has been winning without Dean Wade. And Texas Tech is just quietly great. Now, at the same time, Grayson Allen could, trip and injure a couple of our guys. K-State doesn't have a team none. And Villanova is just playing better than everybody else. So now our bracket challenge is still wide open. It's gotten pretty interesting, but a lot of things can happen here. So looking forward to what happens there in the next week. Now, what's in the bag? I shuffled things up a little bit. The Hustle Inc. went, the 5 1/4 Hustle Inc. went back in the bag. The Intense went back in the bag, and the All Out Show Off went back in the bag. I can't stop throwing the Idol though. It's too it's too strong for what I'm bowling on, but it shapes so nicely. I just can't put it down. I have I like the nano reaction. That nano cover is just, I love it. I should be throwing something like the Codex, something that gives me a similar roll without that cover chewing so soon. Now, rounding out the bag, of course, is the Idol and the Hectic, then the IQ Tour Solid. So I've got Hustle Inc., All Out Show Off, Intense, Idol, Hectic, IQ Tour Solid. Now, I've finally gotten my mechanics kind of sorted out, but it's been such a long time since I've had an A game that I forget what I'm doing pretty often, or I kind of go back to old habits. I just haven't practiced enough that it's natural for me right now. I'm constantly thinking about it, and things get out of whack every now and again, but it's getting better. Stash or pass here. The balls we're going to talk about this week are the Phase 2, the Hustle POW, and the Wreck-'em. We also have a couple notes about the No Rules Pearl. No Rules exist, and I'm going to go ahead and do those first. There's a question raised about the No Rules Pearl the other day with it being older, but apparently it's still selling really well, and it's not even close to on the radar for as far as discontinuing, as far as talking about discontinuing it, so that's good news. Now, the No Rules exist just hasn't ever been popular. It's a great ball, but it's kind of condition specific. It's strong and smooth, so it kind of has been reduced to heavier conditions and higher rev rates. It doesn't look great for low rev rates because it doesn't have a whole lot of shape, and it's not usable by anybody else on less than heavier oil, so it's a good ball, but it's not a great ball. There are others out there that offer what it does plus more versatility, so unfortunately it's a case of bowling math just not working out. The core is great, the cover is great. Again, it's got the cover from the Daredevil trick, which worked great on the trick, but somehow together they're kind of less than the sum of their parts. Before I start in here on the 3 balls I was talking about, I need to give you my criteria. I kind of failed to do that last week, but so there's really 2 big things for me here. Is it something that will be in high demand a couple years from now, or is it something we probably won't see anything similar to again, or at least for a while? So if you can stash one and get $300 for it 3 or 4 years down the road, cool, do that. Or if it's something like an original Daredevil that we probably won't be seeing anything similar to, or at least for a while, then, or maybe even never again, yeah, go ahead and grab one of those. For starters, we're going to go on the Phase 2. I would pass on it, but quite a few would stash. It's one of those super versatile balls that doesn't really do anything great, but that's kind of the idea most of the time. It just doesn't do anything wrong. It's a super traditional storm type reaction though. It's like a stronger rocket ship, kind of like the IQ Tour Nano, like a slightly weaker Code X, kind of etc. here. The Phase 2 reaction type and shot shape is kind of Storm's bread and butter. So while it's a great ball, I have no doubts it will continue to be replaced over and over and over again. Still in production, of course, but probably working its way out. So stash if you just happen to really like it, but pass if you're indifferent, and definitely don't be paying anybody any kind of real money for it at any time, like ever. So Hustle POW, I'm going to call this one a pass too. Now I feel it's the second best hustle they've made. It's not really saying much because all the ones below it aren't great. But the POW is actually pretty good. I mean, it's nothing that we're not going to see again, I don't think, but it might stick around for a while. It's kind of a sleeper. Now it was released with the rig, and they were both pearl balls. They're both same ball, different color basically, but the rig was discontinued after like 5 or 6 months. So now The POW and the ink are more light to medium balls than like true dry lane balls, but you could definitely do a whole lot worse at that reaction level. Wreck-'em is another pass, but that's a tough one. Lots of bang for the buck, lots of turn on the back end, but the one thing that keeps it from being a stash is that it can be jerky on friction and stand up sometimes. For me, it's like a better Daredevil Danger. It really needs some friction on the track. It likes angle, but that reduces the value a bit in my eyes. It's a ball I'd recommend to buy and throw. It's just not quite on the stash level. Wife and I have a mixed doubles tournament coming up tomorrow. A couple squads, almost 100 entries, so looking forward to a good time. We're actually bowling both squads. There's optional singles and brackets and stuff, so it should be a good time, like I said. I have lots more going on in the next couple months, tournaments and things of that nature, but I'll cover those as they come up. Have more tech tips episodes coming up. Like I said in the last episode, I renamed them to Tech Tips from Tech Talk to avoid the similarity with the Track Tech Talk thing that they do on the PBA shows. That's the podcast for this week. Thanks for watching.